Meek Mill is back in the spotlight after a leaked audio clip stirred up speculation about his ties to music icon Diddy. The internet is ablaze. Was Meek present at one of Diddy's exclusive events? Or is this just another round of wild industry gossip gaining traction online?
Oh, so what's up?
Yeah, y'all already know how we playing out this motherfucker. This real life.
Real life shit.
Yeah, nigga, no Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect. You trying to enjoy this life.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy.
Yes, I am.
You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Philadelphia rapper Meek Mill is under renewed attention after being indirectly referenced in a lawsuit filed by producer Lil Rod. The legal document paints a picture involving a prominent Philly artist with ties to Nicki Minaj, a Super Bowl performance, and a Las Vegas residency. Clues that fans quickly linked to Meek. Though he hasn't addressed the claims directly, his vague responses have only fueled further speculation.
He did not. It did not say Meek Mill name. Wait. Oh, hold up. Never mind. Wait, what the fuck? I forgot. Look, Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper 5. That's redacted. Look, 5. He's a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Yo, Meek. We were playing around with that Michael Rubin shit, but if you don't, you've been tweeting about you've been tweeting about everything on planet Earth. If you don't get a Twitter rant saying you about to get Lil Rod killed, you about to shoot up his block, blow his mama's house up, this nigga is saying that you and Diddy were fornicating. What the fuck? Meek!
I just want to be clear about that. But going back to the lawsuits, one of those plaintiffs that has sued Combs was Rodney Little Rod Jones, a music producer who apparently worked with Combs on his latest album called Love. Jones says he lived with Combs for a year and witnessed what he claimed was not only debauchery, but also illegal activity. In his lawsuit, Jones named some very well-known celebrities like Cuba Gooding Jr., who he claims sexually assaulted him on a yacht that Combs had rented for a holiday cruise in 2022. Other celebrities' names are redacted from the suit. For example, the lawsuit reads, quote, rapper redacted on Mr. Combs' yacht consorting with underage girls, sex workers. Then in a footnote, it says he is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Now, based on that, online sleuths quickly deduced that suit was likely talking about Meek Mill. He dated Nicki Minaj for a couple of years between 2015 and 2017, and he was her opening act on a world tour. Once people decided that the lawsuit was referring to Meek Mill, these rumors started to circulate about his possible involvement or participation in Combs' activities.
That's not the only reason Meek Mill is trending. Fans have dug up old photos of him and Diddy looking unusually close at past events. While the images alone don't confirm anything, they've stirred debate, especially given Meek's tough, street-smart reputation. Now, some are questioning how that image aligns with these resurfaced snapshots.
You got close when he offered to take you shopping.
Yeah, you see, now Meek is in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not Photoshop.
Shit.
This is really happening. I'm just saying to you. No, stop it, man. You set that up. Look, you set that up. He's in the same shirt.
What do you mean he's in the same shirt?
I honestly was not offended by what I was offended by. This is what I'm saying, bro. I'm like, nah, it was odd. Like, this is some of the things that people say. Like, girls, guys may say to a girl, you know, like, let me take a shot. See?
Damn.
They found it that quick.
Back in November, Meek Mill posted a video firmly declaring, "No Diddy gang," attempting to set the record straight. But instead of cooling the rumors, the comment only sparked more curiosity. Since then, he's taken to social media repeatedly, far more than most celebrities in similar situations, leading many to wonder, is he just defending his image, or is there something deeper going on?
Meek Mill himself has been vocal about his name being brought up alongside allegations of abuse, drug use, sex with underage girls. He has claimed online that his success in the industry, as well as his work to reform the criminal justice system, has made him a target. And Meek Mill is very active on X, formerly Twitter. He has voiced his thoughts about the lawsuit as well as the rumors. In September, he tweeted, quote, "From the streets of Philly to becoming a millionaire to helping reform the system to bridging a gap of billionaires to interacting with the rap culture that results in success. It's a lot of people hating on me on the low. They don't play with guns. They do campaigns." And he also tweeted several times about the rumors surrounding his sexuality. For example, one tweet reads, "I have the right to say I ain't gay, and I'll trash anybody that play with my manhood. LOL." Then earlier this week, he put an offer on the table, a $100,000 reward for anyone who can figure out how he got named in Rodney Jones' lawsuit in the first place. He tweeted, "I want to hire an investigative team $100K cash to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill name to Diddy case. I also want them to look at who is powering the media involving Meek, anything to do with Buddy." And then in quotes, "something not right." And then he followed that up minutes later with, "The streets know what's up with me. That's not the case. We talking about business side. Somebody powering these bad campaigns with Meek Mill. Again, I got $100K for a thorough investigation of what's powering and how exactly my name connect to this."
Meek Mill insists he's the target of a smear campaign meant to discredit successful black artists. To prove his point, he's even offered $100,000 to fund an independent investigation into the media narratives and circulating rumors. Something's not right, he said. While some fans remain skeptical, others, including Kanye West, have voiced similar concerns, suggesting there may be a deeper agenda at play within the industry.
So let me explain to you why I stand by Puff. When I went against Adidas got my bank to freeze my accounts right before tax time. From the way I understand that, you evade taxes, you can go to prison. So I believe Adidas tried to put me in prison for not abiding by their contract. So watch this. Puff sues Diageo. A hotel video from 10 years earlier is put out. Now people don't like Puff. And then Diageo, they go in with the most insane media takedown I've ever seen, all the way to not just the media, but not allowing a person to get bombed for $50 million. There's people with actual murders that are at home on bond and not a $50 million bond.
Still, not everyone is backing Meek. Some industry voices are raising eyebrows at his sudden effort to distance himself from Diddy, especially after years of public appearances suggesting otherwise. Meek now insists they were never close, a claim that's only deepened the confusion. It's a clear example of how quickly alliances can shift in the entertainment world, especially when fame and reputation are on the line.
Well, Meek Mill had a video recently. He was walking around someplace, and he said, "No Diddy."
Yeah, nigga, no Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me. You heard
That shit, Meek. Yeah, Meek.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you saw that?
No, I seen it.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can't really know Diddy your way out of that photo. You got the matching outfit with Puffy. You can't know Diddy your way out of that. But I guess it's a little disappointing is that it seemed like Meek Mill was an actual friend.
There's no friends in the industry, Vlad.
But it seemed like they were actually had a relationship.
It's no friends in the industry, Vlad. There ain't no friends in the industry. I think a lot of people, you see all the silence we hearing now? I think Ray J kind of said, even though Ray J's kind of going a little cuckoo recently. Love him. But there's a lot of people silent. And there's three reasons. One, they got some skeleton in their closet. They're like, let me not jump in because I don't want them to look at me. Two, some of them was at these parties and they may have freaked off a couple girls with Diddy.
Yeah.
And
or guys.
Yeah, or guys, right? And the third version is literally them trying to figure out, like, I don't want to be against this guy if he beats it. So everybody's been watching it. So they're watching it and they'll be like, shit.
A friendship, a real relationship.
Yeah.
But just recently, you see Meek Mill in Philly and he's like, no Diddy gang. Does that surprise you?
It's the industry. Nobody's really friends. You know, when I came in this game, I thought everybody was my friend. And I realized that, you know, everybody's trying to figure out a way to, you know, take advantage. Not
I wouldn't say take advantage. Yeah, fuck it, take advantage of you. So it's like when you learn things later on in the game, you'd be like, all right, cool, fuck it. Damn, this nigga took advantage, or I did this, or this nigga swayed me to the wrong deal, or this person did this person. You can't blame anybody, but none of these people are your friends. You know what I'm saying? Management, lawyers, niggas in the entourage, none of these people are your friends. Once you keep that mentality, nothing will bother you. So when a motherfucker do some stupid shit or sucker shit or say some shit or try to assassinate your character in any way, you don't take it personal because they never was your friend. It's just all business.
Yeah, I just feel like...
So nothing surprises me in the music business, the industry.
Interestingly, Meek Mill hasn't outright denied any specific allegations. Instead, he's focused on a broader message, that artists are being targeted and set up. Sources like Big Homie CC suggest he might be holding back, possibly worry that saying too much could backfire if federal investigators step in with receipts. Meanwhile, cryptic social media posts have hinted at suspicious online activity tied to his name, only adding more fuel to the speculation.
And it was a Diddy party, giving in Meek Mill's honor for his birthday. I was like, yo, wow. They said it was disgusting the way that they left the place. So I know they got hit with another bill on top of that $25,000 and the different deposits they had to put down for cleanup and all this other stuff. It was crazy. It was one of the property managers, they had rented out a mansion. I heard about that whole story.
This kind of surprised me because Meek Mill, who seemed like he had an actual...
He's on the no Diddy move.
Well, yeah, Meek Mill, who seemed like he was actually friends with Diddy, down to the matching outfits.
They gonna rush him too?
He said no Diddy.
Yeah,
he said no Diddy gang.
No Diddy gang. You know, I guess you got to say something because they throwing him in there. You know, the bloody sheet thing came out. You got the other dude. You got the other dude saying he recorded whatever he heard in the room, and you got the video of him in the pool, and dude, you know, Diddy talking to him the way he talking to him. So
had his Amazon account connected to his Twitter. The man on there buying dildos. And it's getting posted to his Twitter account. I just purchased this 10-inch dildo. So, like, I really don't want to talk about Meek Mill. You feel me? I just don't think Meek Mill is a bright guy, period. Like, I just feel like Meek Mill is the dude who will end up someplace trying to be with the who's who. And be like, wait a second. I don't know what's going on.
So then, you know, you go on this Twitter page, you click on his likes, bro. You see things that he's liking. That's questionable. Would you come up in here with a matching shirt with me?
Hell no.
Hell no. Ace, would you pop out with a matching shirt with me, bro? Styles, put that on something. You gonna pop out with? No, boy, it's not going like that, bro. Would you let me call you daddy?
Hell no.
No, bro. I've been saying this for years. I say, man, these boys strange, bro. The things they into is strange. I've seen so much. I've seen a lot, bro. So like with him, look how he responded to the situation. Not one time did he come out and say these things are a lie. Did you see that?
Yep.
He didn't say that.
He didn't deny it.
No, he didn't deny nothing. Because if he deny it, what's finna come out? Footage.
You think Diddy has footage on Meek?
For sure. He got cameras through his whole crib.
Experts believe federal recordings could play a key role in the case surrounding Diddy. Legal analysts suggest that many celebrities are staying quiet to avoid saying anything that might later be used against them. Meanwhile, Diddy's legal team is reportedly pushing to block those recordings from being allowed in court,
Looking to suppress evidence in his federal trial, senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky is back with the story. Good morning again, Aaron.
And to you, Michael, you'll remember federal agents from Homeland Security Investigations were hardly shy when they raided Sean Combs' opulent homes in Los Angeles and Miami, guns drawn. The jailed music mogul now argues those searches and other searches of his iCloud accounts, electronic devices, and New York City hotel room following his arrest were unconstitutional. His lawyers argue evidence obtained through those searches must be suppressed. Diddy's lawyers say the government presented a grossly distorted picture of reality when applying for the search warrants, omitting certain facts and including salacious details from an unnamed producer that were never credible. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. The defense is also arguing here his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, was a willing participant in drug-fueled sex performances called freak-offs, not coerced as prosecutors allege.
So will they be shown these tapes?
100%.
Will they have to watch it in court? Like during
100% in court in front of a room of people. And so that's the other thing that's awful. They are going to be watching basically porn for hours on end in front of people. So in front of victim one, whoever it may be, there's going to be porno played in the federal courtroom.
And victim one would have been made aware of this.
Oh, 100%. She's probably being told right now, like, this is going to be played in open court. Your sex history, your sex life is going to be talked about in open court. All of this.
And presumably then she knows that and she's pushing forward because she hasn't withdrawn.
But don't forget this. It doesn't matter if she does or she doesn't. This isn't a civil case. This is the criminal case. So she could flat out tell the federal government, I don't want to participate. And they can say, we don't care. This is a crime. Crimes are against the United States, not against them. Keep calling her victim one, but don't forget, she's a witness to a crime. So it doesn't matter if she went to them in today and said, I'm not participating. Their response, we don't care.
Comedians Joe Rogan and Andrew Scholes recently poked fun at Meek Mill's involvement during a live show. Scholes noted that Meek's constant tweeting could be fueling the drama rather than letting it die down. Meek fired back online, saying, I laughed at the jokes, but don't test me. I might surprise you.
Here we go. Right. So, you know how, like,
we all heard about this yesterday. He came in and he goes, P. Diddy definitely everybody and did this and raped everyone. And then we're like, well, how do you know? He's like, I read. It doesn't really mean anything. You're always reading somebody else's numbers.
But that's what you can do in comedy. That is enough to checkmate most comedians.
Yeah.
I read, and he does
wrong.
read. All right.
Yeah. Well, it's just a funny thing to say because you could also be like admitting the ridiculousness of it yourself while saying I read, because it's kind of an admission. Like, I'm not there. I didn't go to the freak off.
Yeah, I want to hear somebody goes, I went to one of these parties and man, P. Diddy was like, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go fuck Meek Mill in the butt. But like, that's never going to happen. No one comes out and says
so.
That.
If you're looking at that, what makes you conclude that he definitely was doing that?
Because he basically, the first time they ever met.
Why you be going at Meek Mill on social media then?
I love Meek. I always
you don't. You always talk about you love somebody.
I love Meek.
And be butchered them on.
When did I butcher him?
Man,
I love Meek. Meek, I love you. I'm the only one on social media saying he's not gay.
But you did say you have a hard time proving that you're straight, though.
I said he did a bad job.
Yes.
Which he laughed at. He laughed at the joke. He's like, this is the first time I laughed at somebody saying I'm funny.
You just like, so not as long as it's a name, you're going to go back and forth with him, huh?
Yeah, if it's somebody if somebody's using me for my name, I'm not going to go back and forth.
Right.
But if it's big enough that sure, I'll do it.
Right.
Also, if there's but Meek did nothing to me, by the way. Like, honestly, he's really innocent in all this. And I do support him. I do think that he gets an unfair shake. I think he gets trolled a lot. And I think he's probably like a good guy.
Right.
So I always say, leave Meek alone.
Right.
It's also possible that Meek might actually be called to testify against Diddy in the upcoming trial. We already know that the feds are looking into issuing a subpoena for Ashton Kutcher. Dozens of other witnesses that were close to Diddy could be called, and Meek is one of them.
Ashton and Puffy, or Diddy, have been friends for decades. And they've done movies together, they've hung out together, and he can't say anything because he's one of those guys. Remember, I did that story last week. Like, where are all Diddy's friends? Because the silence is deafening. A lot of them don't want people looking into their closet, but Ashton doesn't want the blowback that he got with Danny Masterson.
All right, so pretty tepid in how they reply. Meantime, we're hearing Diddy's ex, Cassie, is cooperating with the feds during this investigation.
100%.
What more is she saying, Paula?
She's not saying anything. So here's the deal. She had sued him for sex trafficking, a bunch of horrible laundry list of stuff. And he settled. It's the one case he settled. It was the first case he settled it. I'm hearing for around $30 million. However, just because you settle a case, you may have an NDA, but if the feds come a knocking, you better answer.
Reports now indicate Meek Mill could be called to testify in Diddy's upcoming trial. Federal investigators are lining up several public figures, including Ashton Kutcher, and Meek seems to be on that list, potentially thrusting him into the spotlight once again.
Well, he said a Philly rapper. You understand? And it was redacted in the paperwork to that because, first of all, it had Meek Mills, it had Stevie J, they had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that shit. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood, whereas that he's dressing like, he dressing the same, he dressing like Diddy, hugged up with Diddy. I think that Lil Rod know a lot of shit, but I know this. Two men dress alike, it's just like two men laying down.
There was a video of Meek Mill, and he said no Diddy. His own man, who Diddy probably took him shopping for that outfit and everything else like that, who they had parties with, and he probably looked up to him like a big homie.
Yeah.
Is now saying no Diddy.
Nigga, no Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you heard?
That shit, Meek. Yeah, Meek.
Does that surprise you?
I feel like Meek shouldn't have said that if he fuck with Diddy.
I agree.
Out of respect for, you trouble or not, you don't go there, You ain't gonna hear me saying no Diddy,
Well, but you don't really know Diddy like that.
I know, but I done met Diddy, I done, met him a couple of times, had conversations with him, so
Just
he's somebody I look up to, so I ain't.
Right, just left New York City, hooked up with P. Diddy.
Yeah.
That's a real line.
Gene Deal, a former bodyguard for Diddy, has come forward claiming to have witnessed some questionable moments between Diddy and Meek Mill. Philadelphia insiders add fuel to the fire, tracing their connection back to the early 2000s, starting with a memorable shopping trip that reportedly sparked their close bond.
It's really hard for y'all to discern what's real and what's true, And I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. People be making memes. I see the memes. I say, no, some of that stuff is funny. Some of it's funny. But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all their memes. I can stop all of that. I ain't been nowhere near no damn freak off. Listen, I do enough of my own. Don't be putting me in other people's. I ain't been nowhere near that man. I ain't did none of that stupid. So, whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie. I don't even like baby oil. but I haven't said that publicly. I just said y'all the first time. I usually don't respond to dumb stuff because it's like people. It's so many things people say, so much stuff, but that one your memes was doing too much. Y'all was having me mad.
Diddy and Ross, which they good buddies. Okay, they're gay.
Who?
Both Diddy and Ross and Khaled. They're all gay. Okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay.
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worries.
Hamas supporter. Okay.
Right.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate, tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot.
Hidden in plain sight.
It's hidden.
I think I see what you're saying.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Do you know Sean Combs?
As tensions rise, key industry players are pulling away from Diddy. Will Smith, Meek Mill, and Jay-Z have all reportedly stepped back. But for many fans, it's hard to believe Jay-Z, once Diddy's business partner, was completely in the dark. If Diddy's closest allies weren't aware of the drama, then who was?
No, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you so much for just taking care of my kids, man. Ain't nobody reach out to them. Ain't nobody call. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody. You know what I'm saying? That meant so much. You know what I'm saying? That you reached out to them and took them under your wing while I'm in this spot. Man, I appreciate you for it up, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I love you so much, man. It's like you raised me even when I didn't know you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm feeling love, yeah, for real. I'm feeling love. For real. It means so much to me. It's crazy. You be careful out there because they definitely trying to end us, you feel me?
Yeah.
They can't do it. They can't do it. They ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're going to work it out. Come
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But words can't explain how much it means to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like being left for dead. And only one person coming to do anything to get you. That's the level of appreciation that we have.
Right now, Kanye West seems to be the sole high-profile supporter standing by Diddy. However, Kanye's own controversies have somewhat diminished the weight of his backing. In a leaked call, Diddy reportedly expresses feeling completely abandoned, as many of his longtime allies have fallen silent.